What?
Oh my
What?
god.
Girl. Oh my gosh.
I'm on this.
Screaming. That is insane. I'm adding it to my watch later list now.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that for sure.
That's insane.
All right, you guys. Well, we are live. So people that are watching, welcome to the Read With Friends live show. So if you don't know what this is we are going to chat for about 30 minutes, go through everybody. You guys get to meet all of the lovely booktubers, and we'll get to tell you what we're going to be reading for an hour. And then you'll read with us for an hour starting at my time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, probably. If we don't talk too long, we don't really have a huge time restraint here. But we're going to go ahead and start with Molly. You're like always on my left. I wonder why that always is. Like, I feel like I always start with you. So Molly, you're first.
Hi guys, I'm Molly. My channel name is Mind and Molly, and I normally read thrillers and fantasy, but I'm currently starting a series on my channel called Booktubers Choice, where I pick different booktubers and they select books for me which might be from their favourite genres, which I'm actually thoroughly enjoying doing at the moment. And the book I'm reading for this is Second Chance by James Patterson, which is the second book in the Women's Murder Club series. And I really enjoyed the first one, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I read the first one, I think, like years ago, but I never continued with it. I remember really liking it, though.
Yeah, no, I really love the Jack Reacher series by Lee Child as well, so it's nice to like have another one too. And they're quite long as well, so it's like a good series to like get into.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you guys, I forgot to ask anybody are you guys participating in, did the reading rush start today or is that tomorrow?
Yeah,
It
started today.
Okay. Are you guys doing that today? Or how many of you are?
I'm not.
Yeah, I had too much going on. I was like,
Yeah, me too.
I was like, no, I planned for July. I was like, you can't tell me that it's happening now. I was like, it's in my head for July. It's not happening. Jessica, you are next. Peace, Love Books.
Sorry,
We have two Jessicas on here. Sorry.
It must be in a different order than on my screen, like that I'm watching.
It is. I think we all have different orders
for
some reason. Yeah.
I'm doing the reading rush. I'm Jessica from Peace Love Books. I mostly read romance, fantasy if it has romance, and other stuff. Thrillers too. I like. I'm reading Angel Fall by Susan E. I've never read it. It came out in 2012, and it's about angels taking over and causing the apocalypse. So it's like a survival story. It's good so far. I'm 80 pages in.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Let's see. Rain, you're next.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rain. My channel is Brews and Binds, and I read mostly mystery thriller and horror, some fantasy as well. I don't typically lean towards romance or contemporary, but you guys have kind of swayed me on some stuff, so I've definitely some things. And I am participating in the reading rush, and I'm reading the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which is by Grady Hendrix. We talked about him the last show that I was on, and this is his new release. It came out in the beginning of April, and it's about this like book club, like basically these like women who are part of this book club. Some of them get kind of bored with the book club, so they like branch off and create like a new book club where they read only true crime, and it's like set in the 90s, and I guess this like new person, this new guy comes to town, and he might be a vampire. I don't know, but it's set in the same like town, same area as My Best Friend's Exorcism, so I'm hoping there's like references to that in here. Yeah.
Didn't you just buy that book, Gabby?
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I thought I saw that on Gabby's Instagram. Yeah.
I'm 50 pages in, and so far it's really good. Like,
that's good to hear.
I'm finding it's already hard to put down, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, sorry, Kat, thank you for putting that in the comments. I always forget to tell everyone that's watching, like, let us know what you guys are reading in the comments. I always wait till the last minute, and then we're reading and they're commenting, and I'm like, well, whatever. Like typing instead of reading. Let's see. Simone, you're next.
Hi, I'm Simone from the channel Chasing Pages. I typically read fantasy, but I also read some sci-fi and thriller. I'm participating in the reading rush, and right now I'm reading The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I like it so far. I've heard negative things about it, but so far I'm liking it.
I love that one. I read it last week.
That's definitely on my TBR this month. Like, I hope that I can get to it after the reading rush, because I didn't put it in my reading rush TBR, but I do want to read it this month really bad. It sounds so good.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Chanel, it's your turn.
Ooh, hello. Hi. I'm Chanel from Chanel Time, and I typically read, let's see, I feel like I read everything except horror because I'm too scared. But my favorite genres would be like mystery, thriller, and then contemporary romance. I like fantasy, but it's pretty hard for me sometimes to get those brain cells clicking. So I like wait for everyone to read stuff and then I check it out. But ooh, you guys all froze. Okay. Maybe it's just my Wi-Fi.
We still here? Okay.
Did I freeze?
YouTube, don't be teasing us.
Oh no, I thought I froze. No, okay. Right now I'm reading Saga Volume 3, and I actually have the first 6 volumes, so I'm trying to get through all of it. But yeah.
Nice. Allie.
Hi, I'm Allie from the channel Mrs. Dunn Reads, and on my channel I read a lot of different things, but I'm mainly into thriller, contemporary, and romance. I'll read fantasy. I'm still trying to get into it, but it's got to have romance at the forefront for me to like care at all, honestly. But for tonight, I'm starting a new book, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I have a feeling I'm going to hate it. I'm reading it. I'm buddy reading it with Cindy, and we said we were going to start tonight. So I'm like, let's just see. It's just not my like typical, let me pick this up and read it for fun kind of thing. I'm like, reading the synopsis, I'm like, what is the point of this other than making me cry?
It'll make you
I'm gonna cry the whole time, and I'm not prepared.
But it's so good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not my typical genre either, but like, oh, the story between the sisters is so good.
Okay, cool.
And the ending, you'll be bawling, but it'll be.
Yes.
I really didn't see it when I was looking it up on Goodreads. Like everyone had good things to say, even people who don't read this type of book all the time. Everyone loved it, so I was like, well, I'm ready to be surprised.
It looks so scary to me. Like it's big and it's historical fiction, and like I
didn't think it was gonna be this thick, and I was like, what did I get myself into?
That's like 600 pages or something, right?
It's
I
long.
don't even look because I'm nervous.
Don't spoil yourself with those things.
My hardcover doesn't look that thick, but it's like
I think it's only like 400 something pages.
Mine is 564.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have like a shorter paperback or whatever, maybe.
I remember the day when I was at Walmart and I picked up it and I was like, okay, nope. It was like so big, way bigger than I even thought it would ever be.
I didn't know they were making
watch the movies.
Yeah, I like the movies. I could just do with that.
They are making The Nightingale into a movie.
I didn't know that.
Dakota and Elle Fanning are playing the sisters, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Haven't they already filmed it? Or are filming? Or were filming?
Well,
I have no idea.
Like,
That's exciting.
Well, I'll have to read it then, because
I know, exactly.
it's like one of the books I want to get to this year, but like, yeah, I'm intimidated by it because I know people love it so much and I'm scared. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not super into World War II being a teacher and having to teach it. I'm like, I don't normally spend my free time reading about it again because like I'm over Nazis, you know, but we'll see.
are we all?
I think the kids are over it by 8th grade.
Yeah, the kids are over it by 8th grade too. They're like, again, we get it. Everyone dies.
Learn something else, please. That's what I really liked about the Poppy War. Has anybody read that?
No, but
Like
I've heard
it's
it's
a
so
totally
good.
different like time in history, like a totally different, but like it uses like real like aspects of like the actual like Japanese Unit 141 or whatever. But like there's like real situations like, but like that's like a part of history you don't really learn about. It's like that war that they had over there, and like I don't know, it's like it's a good fantasy with like real historical elements like mixed in.
That one super intimidates me though. Like I have thought about purchasing it on Amazon so many times, and every time I'm about to press add to cart, I'm like, no, I can't do it.
It's pretty brutal.
I really haven't read it, but I've heard it's really good, and I'm scared if I don't enjoy it, I'm just gonna be confused and feeling like I'm reading a textbook.
Yeah, me too. I feel like it's gonna end up being a textbook kind of read.
I didn't feel like it was like that at all. It had enough fantasy in it to like not feel historical, but like it had enough history in there to where it was like really impactful, I guess. Like, I don't know. It was just like there's some really tough stuff to read in there, but it's important, and it actually like stuff like that happened. So like, I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Amy, you're next.
Hi. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm Amy, and my channel is Amy Reads. And I like to read contemporary romance, mystery thrillers. I like speculative fiction, like contemporary with a little bit of magic, some like light sci-fi, kind of what I dig. I do some historical fiction sometimes, and it always makes me cry. But so today I'm reading Beach Read, and I'm really excited. I know Gabby was reading this last week. I've heard lots of good things. I'm literally only one chapter in. I'm on page 13. So that's what I'm reading tonight. And if you don't know, this is an adult contemporary romance about two writers who are at neighboring beach houses and decide to switch genres. And it's a hate to love. And that's about it.
Gabby, did you like it?
I'm actually still reading it. I was gonna, yeah.
That sounds like it's your answer.
I've had to put it on hold because I'm like buddy reading it with my mom and my sister, so they're going at a little bit slower of a pace.
Oh.
But I had to put it on hold because I was doing that other video, so I'm actually like still reading it. Yeah, but it's
So
good.
It's not because you're not enjoying.
Yeah, I don't know. I
It's
find
taking
myself
you-
like not really wanting to like pick it back up
okay.
though, so I feel like that's a bad sign.
That's not a good sign. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
but
She didn't say that. Shh.
yeah,
It's okay.
Alex, you're next.
Hi, I am Alex from the channel Hooked on Books, and I read a little bit of everything, honestly, but I mainly like contemporary is my favorite. I like romance and hard hitting, so pretty much everything. And today I'm going to be reading through Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I have been reading one book a month throughout the whole 2020 so far. I haven't read these since my senior year of high school, and now I'm 25, so it's been a minute. And hypothetically, I should be halfway through since we're halfway through the month, and I'm really not. So I'm hoping that I can get this finished tonight.
Well, they do get bigger over time, so
Yeah, this is the second biggest one, I think, and it's, you can tell.
that one's my
I'm
favorite
enjoying
one
it.
series.
Yeah, it is really long. I'm not looking forward to the Order of the Phoenix because it's so long, and I have so many books that I already want to read for May. So we'll just see how it goes.
Gabby, you're next.
Hi, my name is Gabby. My channel is Gabby Reads, and I mainly read like thrillers and romances usually, but I read pretty much everything except for like high fantasy. But yeah, I'm still currently reading Beach Read. Like as I said, I put this book on hold, so I haven't really read it in the last week. So I might be reading this for the live show, but also Rain, I have this book right next to me, and this is probably the first one that I want to read for the next like video challenge thing that I'm doing. So I might start this one if I can't really get into Beach Read right now, but I'm so excited to read this. And
That
it's
is like my dream, is to be reading a book with Gabby.
Well, it's like weird that we were just talking about this author in the last one, and I was like, I don't even know who that is. And then I was looking through his books, and I was like, these sound amazing. Like, why don't I know? And like, this sounds like something I would love. So like, I'm really excited to read this.
Oh,
And
I'm so excited.
I hope it's awesome.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So happy. I pre-ordered that book and it just came recently and I was like, I gotta read it. And yeah, I thought the video would be today would be perfect since we had talked about it already.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It just sounds super interesting, and I love that it's like 90s vibes probably. So I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
Yes. His writing is so good. I really hope that you like it. I really
I loved My
too.
Best Friend's Exorcism. I thought it was really,
Really?
and it's 80s Charleston, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah,
This is
80s. Okay.
90s Charleston. Yeah.
I'm not too far. I'm like 5 hours from Charleston. That's a very
Oh, really?
it's a very hot beach spot for people who I live in Tennessee, so obviously I'm landlocked. So a lot of people go to Charleston. I've been several times, and so when I read that book, I was like, oh, this is such Charleston vibes.
Yeah, I guess that's where the author grew up. So that's
Yeah,
why. Yeah. Really.
yeah.
Yeah, I loved My Best Friend's Exorcism. So
Oh, it's so
I
good.
read the author's note to this and it talks about that book and how this
It's
is kind of
so there are like some
parent.
legitimately creepy scenes in that.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
it. It's so
Sorry, anyway.
good.
Kat, you're next.
Hi everyone, I'm Kat. My channel is Kat Chats. I mostly read thrillers and contemporaries, but I'll kind of read whatever. I am participating in the reading rush, and right now I'm reading Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali. I'm only a little bit into it so far, but I'm liking the 20 pages I've read.
Nice. I think Kayla had read that and really liked it, I think.
I think so too, yeah.
Gabby, someone said, I DNF 2 books this month, ... I'm turning into Gabby.
Oh no.
Oh my god. True. True, very true.
We started a reputation for you.
No shame DNFing books, honestly.
Jess, you are next.
Hello, my name is Jessie or Jess. My channel is called Reading with Jess. I normally read a lot of thrillers, but Jacqueline has kind of made me read more romances, which I'm not mad about. But I am hoping to finish No Exit by Taylor Adams. I have 60 some odd pages left.
Oh my
And
goodness, that's the best book. I'm so
Like,
excited for you.
this book is getting so intense and I can't handle it.
We're gonna screenshot your face when you get to the last 2
That's what I
pages.
was thinking about all day. I was like, they're gonna see my face when the big thing happens at the end. So I'm really liking it. I was really hesitant about reading it, but it's good. So
Lisa, you're next.
All right. Hi, I'm Lisa from the channel Lisa Marie Reads. I normally read fantasy and contemporary and sometimes sci-fi, but I'm reading The Guest List by Lucy Foley, which is very different for me. I've only read 3 pages, so I don't have many thoughts, but I'm excited because I don't normally read thrillers. So
It's a good one.
yeah, I'm excited. I've heard only good things about it. So
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
we're talking about it last week. And
yeah.
so I got a different book for my April book of the month, but I've literally already gone in and added it as an add-on for next month because I'm like, okay, everybody's talking about it. I have to.
You got the
have to read it.
FOMO.
Yeah, I have major FOMO.
Yeah. I had a copy of The Dilemma, and after Gwen was like, yeah, no. And then one of my other friends that has similar reading taste to me, messaged me and was like, did you read this? Because it's not very good. And I was like, all right, swap. And I swapped it for The Guest List. So I think I made the right
Nice.
choice.
Yes.
Which one, Gwen, what is The Dilemma about? I've read one B.A. Paris, and I can't remember which one
Trying
it
to
was.
block it out.
Didn't
trying to block
She's like, The Dilemma,
what? What? Who? What's going on? Okay, so it's about this woman that's celebrating her 40th birthday party. It's this big to-do. She never had the wedding of her dreams or anything like that. So she's taking, she's spent the last 20 years planning her 40th birthday party. Her kids grew up hearing about it. The weight loss, the perfect dress, the perfect venue, the perfect appetizers, the perfect this, that, and the other. So literally
I already don't want to read
first,
this.
the whole setup to this birthday party, you're like, a 40-year-old woman is doing this? Are you serious right now? But the premise of the story is that there is a secret that the woman is keeping from her husband, and there's a secret that the husband is keeping from his wife.
Okay.
And literally for like 150 pages, you're like, if you don't tell me what the secret is, I'm gonna DNF you.
It's the secret that she's actually turning 50 and not 40.
That would have been good, but no.
Shocking.
But so it relied heavily on the miscommunication, not communicating with your spouse, saying not only that, but like if they would have communicated the entire story, like it would have been pointless to even write a book about it. And
that's why they didn't communicate.
Right. It's like, I don't know. I just get rage thinking about that book. So
okay, that's not the one that I read. I can't remember the name of the one that I read. Was it Bring Me Back?
Yeah, it probably started with a B because all her other books start with a B.
Yeah, there's The Breakdown, there's Bring Me Back.
Behind Closed Doors, yeah.
Behind Closed Doors.
That's the only good one she's written.
That was good.
Yeah.
I've heard that's the only good one.
That is good. 5 out of 5 stars. Loved it.
Was that the one where she's taking care of her sister?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like that one.
Oh.
Oh no.
Gabby, no.
Yeah. I almost DNF'd it.
That Behind Closed Doors?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not the only one that wasn't crazy about it.
Y'all
are going to catch these hands right now.
Now,
It's one of my favorites.
I have to say it was very page turning.
Yes.
And I can see why people would like it. Like, it's just one of those where it didn't work for me, but I totally get it. Like, I didn't hate it.
I guess the thing that I liked about it the most is that it built suspense. Like from the first page, I was like, ooh, something's going on. What's going on? But I felt like it gave you insight pretty early on. So you were emotionally invested. Whereas the dilemma, you're not emotionally invested. So once you find out the secrets, you're like, was that really a secret you wanted to keep from your wife or your husband? Like, no. So I didn't care. I was like, it could have been anything at this point. I don't even care what it is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sophia, you're next.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm Sophia. I'm from the channel Sophia Reads, and I'm also doing the Reading Rush. And on my channel, I read thrillers, a lot of contemporary, but just like a huge range of stuff. And for today, I am going between 2 books. The first one is The Phantom of the Opera, which I've never seen the movie, so this is like wild. Like I love this book so much. And then the other book that I'm reading is Ask Again, Yes by Mary Beth Keane. I'm literally on the first chapter, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So we'll see.
Nice. I guess I didn't realize The Phantom of the Opera was a book because I watched the movie when I was like a little kid.
It's
awesome.
So good. Like, I don't know if I like it so much just because I haven't seen the movie, but I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Please watch the Gerard Butler Phantom of the Opera version when you're done reading it.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, just like accept what it is, but also the music is so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard some of the music, but like, I don't know why. I've just like never watched the whole movie.
I've not seen it either, to be fair.
I have no idea what it is. So
no, me neither.
You don't know what it is?
I don't either.
The thing is, I hear people talking about Phantom of the Opera so much, and when I read The Perks of Being a Wallflower and then watched the movie, I was just so confused because I was like, is it a horror? Is it comedy? What is it, a musical?
It's a thrilling horror musical love story. It's all of the above, Chanel. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if the book is the same or if they've made it more dramatic for.
Is that
for
something like most people watched as kids?
Well, not as I didn't watch it as a kid.
I never did.
But
I mean,
I would have been horrified as a kid.
It was an original like Universal monster movie based on the book, and then Andrew Lloyd Webber made a musical out of it, which is of course like on Broadway, and then they made a movie of the musical, which is the one I was talking about. That's like a guilty pleasure
with Gerard Butler.
With Gerard Butler as the fact. Listen, it was an early role for him. Okay. Also has Patrick Wilson in it. So
I will
that's
check it
more
out.
your vibe. Yeah, good.
That's
Let's
all
do
your
a group
homework.
hang where we live watch the.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's your
Amazing.
homework is to watch it and come report back next Read with
Yes.
Friends.
Yes, and we'll do a sing along.
All right, Gwen, you're next.
Okay, I'm also reading the guest list. So I'm further along. I'm currently on page 181, and it's basically the story of a wedding set on this remote island in Ireland, and it's told from I think 6 points of view, like the plus one, the bride, like different people.
That's
and it's but it's not confusing. But it's going back and forth between like the past and the wedding day or the night of the wedding, and there's been an accident and you're trying to find out. Everybody seems to have a secret, but it's done in a way that's like quick because the chapters are fairly short and you're always interested to keep going in the next person's perspective. I talked to Jackie about this, but I don't know if any of you have watched, it's an old CBS TV show. It was called Harper's Island. This reminds me a lot of that, where it's a wedding on an island.
Yeah.
There's lots of different guests and you're getting different perspectives.
sounds
I was
familiar.
literally obsessed with that show. I was living with my parents at the time, and we would always like theorize, like, oh my gosh, who did it? Who did it? And I loved it so much. I like bought it on DVD just so I have it forever. But yeah, it's kind of what it's reminding me a lot about. But yeah, so my name is Gwen from the channel Gwendolyn Kinsinger. I read a lot of like thrillers, romance, contemporary, poetry. I think that's it. So
Nice. I forgot. I totally didn't respond to your Marco Polos when you were telling me about the show. I mean, I watched them. I just kept forgetting because I haven't been going on my morning walk because it's freezing in Virginia. So
yeah, it is freezing and it's been raining a lot. So
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you live in Virginia. Well, you live in a different part, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was everybody. By the way, for those of you that are watching, I forgot to say all of everyone's links are in the description box. So if you found some new booktubers, which I love, like people have been commenting saying that like, oh, I didn't know about this person and stuff like that. And like, that's kind of the whole point of this. And I really like that everyone's kind of like here and talking and showing your character and your personality, and then people can go find your channel because of it. So that's really cool. I am going to start. I actually did not start this. Meg and Joe, which is a contemporary retelling of Little Women. I did not get on the Little Women train this year like everyone else did because I read it like a while ago back in school. Like, I don't know. And so I just didn't feel like reading it when everyone else was, but I thought this got gifted to me back during Christmas time. And so I thought I should finally read it now. So I really don't know much about it other than like the March sisters are literally in like regular today, like it's contemporary. And so I guess like one of them has like a family and stays at home, and then the other one is like working in New York City or something. I don't know. I think Gabby DNF'd this one actually.
I would just like to quickly say justice for Amy March. She does not get the respect she deserves. That's all I had to say.
Don't you have a whole video about that, Chanel?
What?
So don't you have a whole video about that?
Dude, yes, I will scream. I feel like I love all the characters people always hate, like Matthias and Mal, and now Amy, like, is going downhill. But I stand for my queen. That's all I wanted to say. She deserves her own book.
Oh my gosh. Louisa May Alcott raised from the grave and write a book about me.
I know. I'm like, let me go find her grave and force her to rewrite Amy's future. And she deserves the world.
Oh my gosh, they said hashtag justice for Amy.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Retelling, they changed Lori's name to Trey, and I'm like, why would they do that?
Ew.
Yeah, I'm wondering because like you started reading this right after you finished Little Women, so I'm wondering Yeah, and I haven't read it in like probably over 10 years.
Yeah, it was
so
so
like
different. Like I was mad because like the whole thing about Joe's character is that she's a writer, and like in that book she's like a food blogger in New York City. I'm like, that is
I know,
not
but
the same thing.
like that's right. Like I would love that. I feel like I would just love reading about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you probably would.
Maybe they had to change a lot of things so they wouldn't get
Wasn't
sued or
copyrighted.
something.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the only reason I see why you would change someone from being a writer to a food blogger, and you would change the beautiful, immaculate name Lori.
Yeah, I know. Like Trey? Like no.
Not even like a Brandon.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I would think it's because isn't he like Lawrence, like the third?
Yeah.
Is that what the Trey is from? Okay. I know that's a
Yeah,
nickname
probably.
if you're
'Cause
like a
it's based off
third.
of, like Teddy or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
got
Still.
it. That makes
Theodore
sense.
Lawrence.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that it's interesting enough for me because I don't remember enough of Little Women to like be able to compare it anyway. So like then hopefully I won't have that like comparing in my head and I'll just like it as a regular contemporary book.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. So all right, I think that was everybody. And so it's right on the dot, like 7:30. That was perfect. And so we're gonna start reading for an hour. I'm gonna try and pin a message in the chat thing this time and see if like new people that are hopping on, I wonder if they'll be able to see it because I think there's an option, but I'm gonna try it. So we're gonna read for an hour. We're gonna mute and we just kind of like read in front of our cameras. I know it's weird, but just go with it and read yourself. And so we'll unmute at an hour from now, which is 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, my time. So. Hello.
Hello.
We're back.
So
How is everybody? And everybody that's watching, let us know in the comments how far you got with whatever you were reading. And we'll start going through what we read and how we liked it. So Molly, you're first.
I read like 90 pages of Second Chance. It's like really fast paced because the chapters are so short, so it's just a really easy read and I'm quite enjoying it. But I had to stop at like when I got to like the book 2 part because I'm so tired.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right, it's not your fault. I just didn't sleep well last night.
What time is it there, Molly?
1:30
Oh
a.m.
gosh.
Dedicated.
What a
You are a trooper.
I wouldn't miss it.
Oh. We feel so honored with your presence.
Me too.
Jessica?
I read 80 pages and it's getting like dark, like people are dying and they're finding like bodies places. There's not romance yet. Has anybody read this? Is it a romance? I thought it was a romance.
Yeah, I've read it a long time ago, and the romance kind of comes in at the end, and it's mostly romance in the rest of the series.
I hate it when series do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me know. But it's fine. Yeah.
Nice. Allie?
I got through the first 40 pages of The Nightingale. And
Wow, that's good.
I'm pleasantly surprised at how much I'm liking this so far. I can foresee that there are going to be some really dull parts because I like her writing style, but she's just very descriptive at times where I'm like, did that really matter? Like, I don't feel like that's going to come back and matter later in the story. So I can see it like dragging on a little bit, but I'm very curious. Like, she's got me interested, which is good since it's a book and it's really long. So I'm liking it so far. I almost cried twice actually already, and there's only been 40 pages, so I'm a little nervous.
You're gonna be a mess if you've already cried.
It's just the idea of like she sets the scene. I don't think I'm giving anything away, but she sets the scene of like this family that's gone through all this hard work and like these miscarriages to finally have a daughter, and they're painting the scene of them like going on a picnic, and then the next page you turn it and he's like, I'm going to war. And I was like, what? No. Which I knew this book is about World War II, but still, I was just like, why? Don't.
Yeah. That's good that you're liking it, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's awesome. Amy, you're next.
Okay, so I got 56 pages of beach read read. I had to take the dust jacket off on one of those people when I'm reading it. And I'm really liking this so far. I think that Gabby kind of talked about this last time because Gabby, you're farther along than I am. The banter is really good between them, and they're like both like kind of the grumpy one, which is fun because they're both just like going through some crap. But I really enjoy the way that it's written. And I recently read, I think I talked about it last week, another Emily Henry book, A Million Junes. And while it's totally different, I really like Emily Henry's writing. So yeah, I'm really liking it so far.
That's great.
Lots.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Have you read it, Jackie?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Gabby, you're next.
So I read like about like 90 pages of it, and I'm on page 312 now, and I don't know, I'm just like not like loving it like I was. I feel like the first like 150 pages are like really, really solid, and then I don't know, I feel like I'm just kind of getting like bored, and I don't really like Gus as much as I did originally, and I don't know, there's just something about it. Like I feel like some of their banter is like so on point, and then some of it feels like it's like trying too hard or something. Like I don't know. But I don't know.
How many pages do you have left of it?
It's like about 360 pages, so like about 50 pages left.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. I'm not like obsessed like I thought I would be, so I'm kind of sad about it. But
That's making me sad because most people have been obsessed with that book.
I know. I feel like I'm in the minority on this so far. But it's kind of weird because like I'm buddy reading this with my mom and my sister right now, and they both really don't like it. And like I originally, like when I was starting this, like the first 150 pages, I was obsessed with it. And I was like, oh my God, how do you guys not like this? Like it's perfect. It's like a 5-star book for me so far. And then they were just like, yeah, we don't really like either of the characters. And like it's just not good. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like ever since they mentioned that, I'm like starting to get irritated with the characters, and I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe they've influenced you.
I know.
I actually haven't really seen a lot of that book, so I haven't heard about any of it. Well, I mean, like I haven't heard like people's opinions on it is what I mean.
Well, I know like Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, like she gave it 5 stars and she got me like so hyped because she was like one of the first good reviews, and then everybody was giving it 5 stars. But I feel like in the last like week, I've actually seen a lot more people giving it like 3 stars, like lower ratings. But like it initially was getting such good reviews. So.
Maybe it was too much hype or something, and now the hype is coming down.
Yeah.
I think it's so hard sometimes when things are so hyped, whether it's right out the gate or over time, and like it's so hard to go into it
not having
with
expectations.
I mean, like The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is one of my absolute favorite books, and I feel like I read it right before the hype, which was perfect because I was able to love it and enjoy it. But I totally can understand like reading it after the fact, after like 100 people have told you to read it and being like, it's okay. You know, I mean, I think it's just hard not to let those expectations or, you know, influence you.
Sometimes it's like really nice to read like a book that you've like never even heard of, or no one's really been talking about it. And I feel like that's where I get like the best thoughts, just because no one's telling me if it's good or bad. I'm just like, I think I'll just read this.
Or like you heard about it once, put it on your TBR, and then like 2 years later you read and you're like, I don't remember what this was about, but at one point I wanted to read it. And then you go and it's like not being talked about.
Kat.
Okay. I read about 100 pages in this, and I'm liking it so much.
Gosh, you're such a fast reader.
I was like, oh, y'all.
I know. I literally almost started crying like 3 times. I was like, but it's so good. I'm really liking it.
That's awesome. You must not check your phone at all. Like you're just like in the book.
I was like on it a little bit. I ended up like turning it over. I'm like, no more.
I think I need to buy a more comfortable chair. I think that's my problem. Jess, you're next.
I finished No Exit. I loved it.
Yay.
The hype was real, so this was just crazy. It was like, I don't know, I felt like the closer I kept getting into it, I was like, okay, it's gonna wrap up, and then like something else would happen. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then something else would happen. I was like, Jesus, we only have like 4 more pages left of the book. What else can you do? But I loved it. I think I'm going to give it like 4.5 stars. So
nice. Cool.
I just checked at my library to see if this was available, and it will be in 6 months. I'm like, damn it. Okay, sorry. I guess I'm going to have to buy No Exit now. Okay. So good.
It's worth it.
I have mine on hold that says 2 weeks, so I'm hoping maybe even sooner.
Alex, you're next.
So I got, I think, 90 or 100 more pages into Goblet of Fire. So at this point, they've picked all the champions, but they haven't started the Triwizard Tournament yet. And it's like 300 pages in. And it's been so long since I've read this that I didn't realize how much happened before the tournament actually started, like everything, them going to the Quidditch World Cup in the beginning. So I was a little bit slower reading it then, but now we're really starting to get into the action. And I'm remembering why I liked it in the first place. So hopefully I'll be able to power through the rest of it. But you can't say anything bad about Harry Potter, so it's good so far.
Disagree with that. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't get to read the books when I was a kid, and I read the first book I think it was like last year or like a year and a half ago, and I was like, not for me. So
Yeah, I
never...
didn't read it at all until my senior year of high school. That was the first time that I ever read it. So this is my second time ever reading the books. And I enjoy them, but I don't have that same attachment that a lot of people do because it's like their childhood favorites. For me, that was a series of unfortunate events. Those are my books that got me into reading. So I do like Harry Potter, but the others are my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm like just reading the Harry Potter series for the first time ever, and I'm on the third book because I'd seen the movies. I think I'd seen like the first 5 movies a couple years ago, and Prisoner of Azkaban was my favorite movie, and now I'm reading the book and I'm so scared that I'm not gonna like it because the first 2 books have just been like meh, and I'm like, no.
I think they definitely hit different depending on when you read them. Like if you grew up reading Harry Potter, you're like, nothing is wrong with these. These are perfect. They fell from the heavens. But then if I was reading them now for the first time, there would be so many things that I would notice. Just like I was watching you guys talk about it, like the HB Virgins or whatever. And I was like, wow, you guys make a lot of good points. But at this point in my life, it's really hard for you to like sway how I feel about Harry Potter. Even though a lot of the points that were made were right, I was like, it's just too late.
Yeah, I agree with you because, like, as somebody who is rereading Twilight and is still going to give it 5 stars.
Exactly.
That sounds like a great idea, yes.
Like, I'm 100 pages in and I'm like, Edward! This is a book!
Just, yes. Chanel, can I please buddy read Twilight with you?
I will wait for you. Because I'm doing this right now.
Much like you will wait for Edward.
Twilight that was written in the 90s, Chanel.
Right. Yeah, it was like 97, right, Chanel? It was like Backstreet Boys, like Spice
flavored
Girls,
lip gloss,
Twilight, all the same year.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I do agree that what you were saying, Allie, where like I think that it was just really hard for me to even read the first Harry Potter book because it was so elementary. And with me being like, I'm almost 30, so it's like, nah, I don't have time to read like an elementary book. So like, yeah, I think that's probably why. And I don't really read a lot of fantasy to begin with.
I would recommend though, if you haven't read Harry Potter yet, I would do the audiobooks narrated by Jim Dale. Like if you actually want to give it a real chance and you're older, do the Jim Dale audiobook. It might change your mind.
That's what I'm doing, and I highly, highly recommend that. Especially now that I found out that I'm a Hufflepuff, I feel I'm more inclined to love the series.
I'm a Hufflepuff. I'm a Hufflepuff too.
That's awesome.
I first read the series a few years ago, and I don't know, I liked it. I thought it was great. I feel like I read it as a kid. I don't know. I feel like all nostalgic and stuff when I reread it, and I'm like, I only read it a few years ago, but I still love it. So I don't know.
I think it's just so embedded in our culture that it's, I mean, even if you didn't read it or you're in your 30s and you haven't read it, like you can't escape knowing so much about it. And a lot of us too have seen the movies.
Yeah, I did see.
Haven't read the books.
I think I saw all of them except the last one. Like back when
Read
they were
them till
coming
I
out.
was in high school. I remember the first book came out when I was in 7th grade. And I didn't read them till I was high school, college. And I mean, I think I feel similar to Alex, where it's like, I love them, but I don't have quite the like obsessive attachment that so many people do. And like, I get it, but I was like older when I read them, you know? So.
Yeah. Sophia, I think you're next.
All right. So I ended up reading some more of Ask Again Yes. I must be really slow because I only read like 40 pages. So I don't know. Maybe it's this book. I don't know. But I am loving this book so much. It's giving me a lot of like Little Fires Everywhere vibes. I don't know if any of you guys have read this one but it's very like character development heavy, and it follows these 2 families that like live next door to each other, and there's lots of like drama and interplay between all of like the different members of the families. And I just love the writing. Like it's so well written, and I like can't wait to read more of it. It's really good.
Awesome. I haven't read that book yet. I think I added it to my TBR, but now I forget. I never know like if I'm gonna like those like more like women's lit type of books or not. It's like very hit or miss.
Yeah, I think it got super hyped in like, I want to say September maybe is when it came out. Because I saw it like floating around on Bookstagram and I bought it, and then I just like didn't read it until now. And I love the writing. It's so good.
Yeah, the cover is amazing.
I know. I'm picking this up for the like book with a house on the front for the reading rush, because it's like a neighborhood. So that's why I'm reading it.
Wow, I'm the worst at like, I guess, knowing what covers are, because I did not know that those were houses. And then like the Grace year, I did not know what was on that cover either. So I just need to stop looking at covers, I guess. Gwen, you're next.
First about Ask Again, yes, I read that in October of last year and I gave it 4 stars. So I really liked that. And also, so I'm still reading the guest list. I read about 50 pages, so I'm a slow reader too. But I'm still enjoying it, but stuff's finally like, you're finding out some of the secrets about people. Some I predicted, some I didn't. So that's pretty cool. I noticed that some people in the chat were saying that they were like interested in reading it, or they were reading it. So I just want to put like a content trigger warning out there that there is cutting in it. And there's actually been like 2 incidences of that. So I just want to put that out there because that's like really important to me to know sometimes going in. So just be aware of that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And I think it's going to be probably like a 4 or 5 stars.
Awesome. That's really great. I'm really excited to read it, but it won't be for forever. Chanel, you're next.
Okay, so I finished volume 3 and then I'm almost done with volume 4. And wow, like, so I was like a really big fan of Paper Girls, which is the like YA series by this author. And now like reading his adult series, it's so different. If you guys don't know what it's about this alien couple who are from 2 different planets and they're trying to raise their kid amidst like a really bad war. And they are also war criminals / deserters. So they're trying to like avoid all the people who are trying to kill them and raise their kid at the same time. It is so good. Oh my gosh. Yes. I like cried. I'm already crying. I'm already screaming. I'm already like, why would you do that?
I think I got up to volume 5 because that's what my library had. So I'm hoping, I don't know, I might just buy I might just buy them and reread them.
I loved it.
Volumes
Yeah,
are
it's so good.
I just have the first 6, so I'm like screaming inside. It's so good. I've given all the ones I've read so far 4 stars just because they're amazing, but I'm trying to be like more selective with my 5 stars. But yeah, Twilight's still getting 1 though. So.
Chanel's just like, you get a 5-star and you get a 5-star.
5 stars are reserved for classic literature like Twilight. Classic 25-year-old literature.
You know, there was a time where you weren't muted, and there would be little moments where you're reading where you were like, oh, and I was like, really feeling something.
Like, ooh, Chanel, don't say something.
I was so nervous for you. I was like, oh.
I thought I was muted the whole time, so I was like screaming in my mind, and I was like,
Oh my gosh, that's funny. We gotta all go watch the playback now. Lisa, you're next.
Okay, I think I read like 40 pages of the guest list, and I think I just got through like meeting all of the characters, and I don't really read these types of books, so I am suspicious of everyone already. I don't trust any of them. But it's good so far.
And that you had just started it, so that's
yeah,
your
I was
first
like 3
40.
pages in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
After I
Rain.
saw it.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Hey, after I saw Emily read that and she really liked it, I really wanted to read that one. So
yeah,
the guest list sounds really, really good. I put it on my wish list. But I got like 60 pages further into this, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving all the true crime. I'm loving the 90s stuff. It's so good. I don't know. I just really like Grady Hendrix. Like, he's really like one of my new favorite authors. And Gabby, I really hope that you like him. I will probably cry if you don't.
I know. I'm gonna start it as soon as I finish Beach Read, so I'll like message you as I'm reading it probably.
Oh, please do.
I'm excited.
Well, I just need to know because it's so far it's really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Simone, you're next.
Okay, so I got probably 75 or 80 pages in. So I'm like almost done. I have 50 pages left of this. And at first I thought it was really bland and kind of typical. Like there was the basic tropes, the brooding bad boy with no emotions, and then the main girl character who just is a fighter. But something was revealed and I'm kind of interested now. I thought I could predict the whole plot, but now I don't know. So yeah, I'm liking it a lot more than I did before.
That's good. That like now you're unsure.
The
I hate when you
good
I'm
too.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
I might have. I think I cut you off. I'm sorry.
So one of you, daughter of the Pirate King?
No.
No? Oh, okay. I was just wondering because I read the first like book. It's like a little. I think it's just the two in the series or whatever. But I really liked her writing, and I liked her female character. So that's why I'm like super excited to read that one. But I haven't picked it up yet.
So I got 52 pages into Meg and Joe. And I mean, I don't really have like any thoughts just because it's so hard. Like even what Lisa was saying, like it's so hard to like just like start a book and like read 40 pages of it and then be like, yeah, I've got thoughts. So yeah, like I read about, I think just Meg and Joe so far because it's like alternating chapters. And I mean, I actually think I like Joe's chapters better with her being like the food blogger because she also works like part-time like in a kitchen and like my degree is in culinary arts. So like I feel like I can relate to like how mean people are in a kitchen and just like stuff like that. And then obviously like being on social media, like I feel like I can relate to her chapters a lot better than Meg's. But I mean, so far it's just like so. I feel like I'm not a huge like contemporary type reader. It's hard to like get into them because if I'm reading thrillers, like I'm intrigued about the storyline. And then if I'm reading like romance, I usually pick like an emotional romance. So then it's like I'm attached to like the characters. But if I'm just reading like a chill chick lit contemporary, I'm just like, okay, it's fine. But like there's nothing really like standing out to me, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll see how it goes over the next couple days. I did just read Saving Megan yesterday. Has anybody read that book?
Yeah, tell us about that. You were
It's on my TBR.
Is it a thriller?
Right here.
Yeah, so I mean, people are saying like I really like Darling Rose Gold, and like some people don't think it's a thriller, and like some people do think it's a thriller, and like I don't know. It's like that where it is a thriller, but it's not like how you think, just because it is about like the Munchausen syndrome by proxy, or I always forget if I say that correctly in the right order or whatever. But yeah, so it's kind of like Darling Rose Gold or The Act, just told from different characters. I mean, it's different, like it's not the same thing. But if you like those things, then I feel like you would like Saving Megan. But it was so like, oh my gosh, like I just really wanted to rate it 5 stars because like it was so good. I literally started it yesterday and ended it yesterday. I read the whole book yesterday, but like the ending was just not what I wanted it to be or what I was expecting. It was literally like just the last like 30 pages just like ruined the book for me. So that's why I was curious if any of you guys read it. Because like the rest of the book I just like loved so much and it was so thrilling. And yeah, I didn't know like what was gonna happen. But yeah, it's kind of sad though, because my other books so far this month have not been that great. But that's fine.
What'd you end up rating?
I actually didn't rate it yet. I'm still waiting. Like I haven't gotten onto Goodreads to actually like sit down and figure it out. But I don't know, like, what do you guys do? Like, if you love a book so much, but then the ending is ruined, or like you just don't like the ending. I don't even know. Like, one.
I take off a star.
Oh, I thought you were like, only give it 1 star.
I do give it one.
Really?
What?
Wow. I don't
Oh,
know, because like I really enjoy, like I actually like enjoyed reading all day long yesterday, like the book. Like it wasn't like, you know, skimming pages or anything. And so I just like, I don't know, like I would recommend it. Like I actually would recommend it even though the ending was bad, because I just loved the rest of the book so much. But I also really like that storyline. Not everyone likes that, but like I'm just like infatuated with like people that are trying to like poison their kids. Like I just like what I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I just love people like that.
Yeah, just love it. I just want to be like that when I grow up. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, what I will say on it, like how I do it is like, Gabby just read Bunny. I just read Bunny. And I know a lot of you guys are going to be reading it in May. But I ended up rating that book 1 star. I thought the writing was great. I thought the first half of the book was so interesting and so weird and so different and so experimental that I was going to really like it. And I will say, like, even 3/4 in, I was like, man, this is going to be a 4-star book, because I wasn't like totally 100% sold. Now, the ending could have given it a 5, or it would have been like a solid 4. But by that last quarter, I was just like, not worth it, 1 star. Because it just like the ending to me, I was just like, it just didn't work for me personally. A lot of people it worked for. Kayla loved it. Gabby loved it. There's a lot. I like the reason why I even read it in the first place is because when I was watching everybody's like top 10 favorite of the year from last year video, I saw like 3 or 4 people's favorite. There was their #1 favorite book of last year. So like, don't take my opinions with a grain of salt. But literally the ending, the last quarter, it just kept going down, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then it just kept going down. So I ended up going with 1 star because the ending it wasn't like worth it for me to read all of the good stuff to just have that bad of an ending, in my opinion.
Yeah, Gabby, didn't you just read it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Bunny.
Yeah, I loved it so much, and like I feel like it's definitely the strangest book that I've ever read, you know, but like
Yes.
I feel like I don't know, like I can still rate a book really high because like I wasn't a huge fan of the ending of Bunny either, but like because I enjoyed the experience so much, like it didn't really matter to me so much how it ended. I feel like the same about kind of like Imaginary Friend, which is like me and Jacqueline Buddy read that book last year, but like I loved the first 500 pages of that book so much, and then the last like 200 pages were like absolute trash, but like I still gave that book 4 stars because I loved it so much, you know. And so I feel like, I don't know, as long as I'm enjoying like part of the story, I can still like validate the ending like not being that great, so giving it a high rating.
I guess it just depends what you like. I know that we were both reading that book recently, Jackie, and you were like, it just didn't seem believable what was happening in the book. So it depends on like if you need a book to be believable, which don't go into Bunny thinking that.
No.
But I guess it depends like individually, like what you like in books. Like if you like to just go on this wild experimental ride. I think what you said in your video, Gabby, or like someone said about like Stephen King writing it on acid or something, whatever that whole quote was, I was like, that is exactly it. And I mean, the writing was so cool and it's so really different. And what I thought was interesting is that like Samantha, the main character, is in this school, and it's like the school for experimental writing. And then I felt like I was reading that. I thought it was going to be like a book within book type thing.
Yeah, Bunny was a trip. Like Bunny was so surprising. Like I didn't think I'd like it that much, but by the end of part 1, I was just like, what am I reading right now?
Yeah. I think the whole time I was reading, I was like, what am I reading?
Yeah, it's crazy. But I kind of
It's one of those books where it's 100% one of the weirdest things I've ever read.
Yeah.
And I loved it, and I wholeheartedly understand if you hate it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think it's, with me personally,
like 5 stars or 1 star. It sounds like there's no vote in between. It's like
I
think
it's
that
very divisive.
Yeah. But I think that weird books just aren't for me, because like another book that I thought was The House at the Bottom of the Lake. It was like a really short book.
Yeah, Josh
And
Malin.
I know you loved that, Gabby, and I hated that book.
Oh my god, I loved it so much.
See, I love weird books, so I feel like I'm gonna
Yeah, I
switch
love it.
the side of Gabby and end up
Yeah, I just don't like weird stuff, I think.
Did
Yeah.
any of you read, have any of you read Middle Game by Shauna McGuire?
I just
Not yet.
Yeah, Gabby just did, and she
Yeah,
loved
yesterday
it.
I
And I was
finished
like, uh-oh, Allie.
yeah.
I was
hated
like,
it
I've
too.
never read a book I hate more than Middle Game.
Really?
Wow.
I'm very nervous about that one because I do not like the Wayward Children series at all.
I didn't either.
I love.
Oh, see, I'm with Gabby. I'm
Yeah,
with
I didn't
Gabby. We all like Middle Game then, because I did not really care for the Wayward Children series, and so I'm kind of nervous to read Middle Game because I wasn't.
I was
really...
the same. Yeah, I felt the same. But I think I liked Middle Game just because I really liked the characters, but like I definitely had my issues like towards the end. It got a little too confusing and like nothing was really explained and it was bothering me. But like because of the characters, I still really liked it. 'Cause
Wait,
I just
towards the end it got confusing.
It was
yeah,
confusing
no,
the whole
I
time.
really liked
The whole book. I was like, what is this? This book.
Yeah, no, I mean the whole thing with the Impossible City, like I don't even understand anything about that, but like I really love Roger and Dodger as characters, so like they made me love the book kind of.
I
But
did
totally
like
feel
them.
you on that.
I liked them. Have any of you seen Baby Geniuses?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Like the twins that can communicate when they close their eyes. That was like the
Yeah.
coolest thing about the whole book. Everything else, I was like,
Write that up.
I have to read this book now. Like I was not even interested at all. Now I have to.
Dark baby geniuses. Ellie's blurb.
I was like, Shauna McGuire just pulled out Baby Geniuses and was like, let me write a book.
Oh my god.
Maybe she fell asleep watching Baby Geniuses one night and got this great idea. And she's like, I'm gonna write that book.
Yeah, I'm not that mean. I can't give it 1 star because that would mean it would be on the level of Stephen King's Elevation for me, and it can't be on that level.
Yeah, I think like
Never
3 or
give
4
things
stars.
1 star because if I don't like it, then I'm not gonna read it. Like I will DNF a book. I mean, I give it some time, but like a 1 star to me would be just a book I DNF'd, and I don't.
Yeah. I think
Like,
this
if-
year
if
so
I
far
like
I've
the
only
book-
given out 2s.
Now I'll give out a 2 for sure. That to me is like, I really didn't enjoy it, but I mean, I've read worse kind of thing. But
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 4 just because like, yeah, I had almost the same problem as the girl in 6E where it's like the ending wasn't very realistic or believable. But like with the girl in 6E, like I wasn't as attached to like the characters and storyline. I just didn't really even care what happened at the ending. Whereas like for Saving Megan, like I really cared about what happened. Like I really cared about the reveal. And then I felt like the reveal was just kind of unrealistic, but it could just be my personal opinion. So I feel like if other people don't care that it was like kind of rushed and unrealistic, I think that then they would absolutely love the book just because the rest of the book was really good. So I'm probably going to be putting it, like, I'll probably give it 4 stars and then put it in one of my like thriller videos because I don't know, it was just so good. And like, I still like the books that I like still am kind of like thinking about it where it's like, I'm thinking about the characters still. Those are like pretty, I don't know, I guess they move me or whatever, but I just really like, I was pretty sure I was giving it 5 stars until like the last 30 pages. And that's what's sad.
I hate that.
It's like, don't take that away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Lives.
speaking, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying me with the lives. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
And I'm like so excited to love it. And I
Mhm.
just, that was again with me when I was reading Akamath. Oh my God, I loved this book so much until like 400 pages. And then I was like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not book related though. I watched Parasite last night with my husband because it's on Hulu.
What?
Gabby, you're right. It's so good.
Oh my god, it's so
So
good.
good.
Oh my god, finally.
Oh my gosh, because like, okay, I'm not one to like want to read the subtitles or whatever. But it was good because like then I wasn't on my phone because I was like
Yeah.
actually paying attention to everything.
Rested, right?
And
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
like
that
Alvin
makes
was like,
it
Yeah, my husband Alvin was like, what are we watching? Like, you're not gonna like this or whatever. And he's like really particular about movies. So I like turned it on. I was like, whatever, you don't have to watch it. Like, I'm watching it. And so he ended up like, I think he even loved it more than me. He was like so invested, and he was like, oh my gosh, that movie.
Dude,
It was so good.
I'm glad you watched it.
Because I saw someone on my Facebook page, like they were like, I think they were like, oh, Parasite is like so shitty, like Joker was way better. And so like I was really worried because like I really liked Joker like a lot. And then I was really worried because I was like, ooh, like what happens then if it's like you either like Joker or you either like Parasite. But I liked both of them, so it's fine.
Those are very different movies.
Yeah, I don't know why the comparison was going on. I think
also,
it was
like
because
you could like both.
I love both. They were both my top two last year.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's because they are really dark and dramatic, and like those are the books I like to read. Those are the movies I like to watch.
They kind
like
of
halfway through Parasite. What, Gabby?
Like Joker and Parasite kind of have like a similar message to me. It's kind of like fuck the rich kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they have like a similar message, I feel like, in a way.
Gabby's gonna
Halfway
get that
through
on her
Parasite, like I'm sure if you've seen it, like you know the moment when shit starts to and it was like an hour of me just like not breathing.
Yeah, no, for real. Like my husband was literally like, I was like, "Are you okay over there?" He was like, "Oh,"
and you're so invested because you aren't on your phone.
Yeah.
You know, and like I feel like a movie like that that's so tense and kind of quiet and atmospheric, you could just like ignore it and be on your phone and you're not going to get anything out of it. But it's like it's good that you can't do that because that shit cray.
That one guy, he looks scary.
He
was scary.
One
like when the kid was
scene
like, "Ooh, a ghost at night," and then
no, Jackie, I was like, well, I'm having a nightmare about that. Great.
Like the eyeballs. Oh,
super great.
So scary.
Me and my sister saw it in theaters, and it was so much fun because everyone in the theater was like gasping and like so into it. It was
because you don't see it at first, and you're like, "What am I? Oh my god!"
Yeah, we're like, "Holy shit!" So good. But then at the end,
it's
I'm
on
like,
Hulu,
screaming,
guys.
and then I'm
if
like
you've
crying.
not seen
Like,
it.
oh,
yeah, it's on Hulu now, so go watch it if you've not.
Is it scary?
It's
like a thriller.
It's intense.
And like
there's one scene that's like
scary.
but
yeah, it's not like a horror, but it's like a thriller, and
Because I'm a chicken, so
it's
No.
a little gore in it. It's like
more
a mind.
thriller. Yeah. And like almost comedic. Like it definitely has some comedic.
Oh yeah. It's like a dark comedy for sure.
It's yeah. No, there's just like one little shot that's a little creepy, really.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
good,
so
though.
glad you watched it.
I know, yeah. I was just like in the mood for it. Like I had to be in a specific mood to be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna read the subtitles while I watch it.
I know. My parents were like so against it too. My parents were like, I don't want to read the subtitles, and I was like, literally just sit there and watch it. Like I like forced them to, and they like loved it.
Yeah.
Like I'm so used to watching TV with subtitles. Like I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Subtitles. I need to read.
Yeah. I think it's because I've been like re-watching all the Gilmore Girls to get ready for the revival 2.0 in the fall. And so like that's like such a good show to just like have on, but then also like do something else, like be on your phone, or like I've been obsessed with Draw with Friends. And so like that's like the perfect combination. But
okay, hold up. There's a revival 2.0?
It's
like,
well,
confirmed?
yeah, I don't know if it's still gonna get released now with all the Corona stuff, but they were planning on it being released this fall.
Okay.
Netflix. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a huge
because that's like one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yes, me too.
I mean, literally until Schitt's Creek, it was my favorite show of all time, and Schitt's Creek only beats it because it's consistently better.
Yeah, my other favorite
Whereas
show
Gilmore
is
Girls has some off seasons. There.
This Is Us is my other favorite, which oh my gosh, I forgot to say that they made. Did you like read that they had made a comment about This Is Us in here, Gabby?
What? No.
Yeah, she was like saying something like, "Oh yeah, like me and my husband watched This Is Us at night or whatever," and I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
I listened to the audiobook for that, so I might have spaced.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait. Can we get back to the Gilmore Girls thing? I thought they already made
It's another one
on Netflix. Yeah,
They did
but
a year in the
they're
life.
making another one. Yeah. Because like did you watch it? Like the ending?
Yeah.
It was like
Oh,
ended. Yeah. So like I guess a lot of people, I don't know if they wrote in and complained about it, but they decided to keep
Are
going.
you talking to me?
Yeah, that ending was awful. So
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I agree. Like I'm not a huge fan of the revival because like I just love the original shows so much, and it just felt so different, and everyone was so much older and like not the same.
Rory was awful.
Yeah, Rory was completely a different person.
It was like her morals were completely changed.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, she started that in season 5.
Yeah, I think.
But when I get there, I'm gonna write this down and remember and be like, Rory.
Team Jess.
That's where you're going up. Yeah.
Yes, Jess forever.
Yes.
Team Jess Mariano forever.
It makes so much sense.
All the non-Gilmore Girls watchers are like.
I felt like the revival was such a waste of time.
I was
when
like,
they
what
spent
an
like 30
opportunity.
minutes on that play, I was
I
like,
know.
what is the point of this?
That play was so
Thank you. I was
fell
like,
asleep during that part.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what they were doing.
I binged it all the day it came out, and then I haven't seen it since because I was like, I don't think I want to rewatch it.
I was so disappointed.
I haven't seen that one since either. But I'm hoping that maybe they like took some like constructive criticism and Revival 2.0 will be better.
I hope their acting is better too. It was like they all forgot how to act between Gilmore Girls and the revival.
Lauren Graham still cannot act. She's on that Zoe's Infinite playlist, and she's awful.
Is she really? Oh wow.
No.
Here's the thing is that I don't feel like, I feel like she is good at playing Lorelai Gilmore.
Yes.
Like, I feel like she is so similar.
That is right. I feel like she is Lorelai Gilmore. Like that's the only thing she can ever be for the rest of her life.
I feel like
and so when she's something else, it just doesn't ever. Yeah, her acting.
She's good on Parenthood though.
Oh,
She was great
on
really good.
She was great on Parenthood.
That's
I don't know. I think she's better with emotional acting and that kind of quirky. Because I've seen her on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and it's just not a good fit or something.
I think Luke is the best actor on that whole show.
But God, those hair plugs they gave him in the revival was all I could think about. It's all I could look at.
What? I don't even know what we're talking about.
In the revival, his fake hair, and it was like,
oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look.
I did not know.
It was like this. Like it was.
It was. They should have just kept the hat on him. Like,
oh my gosh, I did not notice that.
Oh, it's so.
Oh, you need to like literally write out a whole document of things because I'm on season 2, like rewatching everything. And so like, I want you to write out everything that I need to pay attention to while I watch everything again.
Okay. I've seen it. I swear to God, I've probably seen Gilmore Girls 10
season
times.
4,
I've been
episode
watching it
3.
since it came out. Yeah. I watched it from season 2, like in 2001. And I've watched it. Yeah. I used to watch my DVDs all the time. I would get the DVD set for Christmas that year of that season. Yeah. And then I would watch it until the box had fallen apart. I've seen it. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyway, sorry for that detour to Stars Hollow there, guys.
Yeah. Super fans.
I'm gonna put a picture of Scott Patterson's terrible hair plugs in the chat.
Yeah, there you go.
Just be waiting for that.
Yes.
So bad.
Oh yeah, Sophia, I think I saw you were the one on Instagram that didn't you post a picture of Luke's cup? Yeah, I literally screenshotted it and I like put it on my Facebook and I was like, someone buy this for me for my birthday. I was like, I need it so badly. Because I looked on Amazon, but they didn't have like the round ones. They just had like the regular coffee mugs with the Lukes on it, but I really want the round
Let me
ones,
send you a link. There's an Etsy store and they have probably 6 or 7 different colored ones, and they're the big oversized mugs.
Yeah,
and they are awesome. I'll send you guys the link to that.
Okay.
They're good. And they have a couple different okay, sending Scott Patterson's hair now. Oh my God. It just made me cringe. Just
my
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Oh, I gotta look.
Y'all.
I don't even watch this stuff, but like
What? That looks so fake.
I don't really remember this in the show, but
Like,
go back and look now.
Like it literally looks like someone just colored his head darker.
I mean, and I mean, you knew he was bald. I was just like, just let him be balding. He's like 50 something. Who cares?
He wears a hat most of the time anyway.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah.
And if he wore a hat all that time, he would be like forcing his hair to go bald. He would definitely be bald. Oh my god, it's just, I needed to share that with y'all.
Oh my gosh.
When those promotional pictures came out, I was like, those should not, we're not gonna say anything about that?
I didn't
Okay.
even notice.
That's all I can think about. Distracted.
Now I'm gonna go. Yeah, I need to go watch some Gilmore Girls so I can appreciate what he looks like now.
Oh boy.
All right, you guys. So for everyone that's watching, the next Read with Friends is going to be next Thursday, which is the 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we hope that we see you guys there. We love doing this. I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone else, but they say it constantly anyway. Okay, yeah, everyone likes, everyone likes being here, and I really love everyone's
I
comments.
wouldn't be
like,
here at 2 a.m. if I didn't.
That's true. Yeah, you need to go to bed.
You're super.
Should be looking at you and you look like
Do you have to work in the morning?
Poor thing.
No, we're on
Okay.
lockdown, so.
Oh, okay. Are you working from home or you just aren't working right now?
Oh no, I work in retail, so I'm just not working.
Gotcha. Yeah. That sucks.
I'm at my dad's, so it's fine. It's quite nice.
Okay. You can sleep in and then read as much
I
as you
can't,
want.
unfortunately. Someone's coming around at 8:30 to put a pump in my dad's fucking pond.
No.
Priorities.
I love that you say 8:30. I just love that. I think so. It's just very charming.
All right, does everyone want to wave goodbye to everybody?
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you next week.